Hearts since they won the Scottish Cup in the last game of last season. Change of manager for one thing, and numerous player departures as well. John McGlynn drafted in two teenagers at Tynecastle yesterday to his starting lineup, Kevin McCarthy and Callum Patterson. Gregory Taddy and Nigel Hasselbank were two new faces in the St Johnstone team. Jane Lewis has the story of the match.
Before kick-off, there was a reminder of Hearts' successful end to last season. Despite major departures this summer, 7 players involved in the Scottish Cup win started against St Johnstone, and fans were introduced to new faces. Hearts were quick to threaten. Ryan McGowan's header was goal-bound, but for an acrobatic clearance from Callum Davidson. Up the other end, St Johnstone new boy Nigel Hasselbank combined with Liam Craig. He then rose well for the return ball, only for the upright to deny him. Hearts were then to be denied, nothing to do with the woodwork, but a timely interception. The shot by Andrew Driver, but Callum Davidson turned away the danger. Driver was again involved for Hearts. He teed up youngster Callum Patterson. That would have been some debut for the 17-year-old. As the half-hour approached, Hearts did open the scoring. David Templeton danced his way into the box, only to be stopped in his tracks by the St Johnstone skipper Dave Mackay. Great trickery by Templeton, with the referee pointing straight to the spot. John Sutton, remember him, stepped up and scored. Sutton back from his loan spell in Australia and back on the score sheet for Hearts. A goal down and more bad news was to come Saints' way as Gregory Taddy clashed with Andy Webster. A straight red card was shown to the Frenchman. Manager Steve Lomas looked on, somewhat bemused. Into the second half, a man down, but St Johnstone still pressed forward. As the ball fell to Hasselbank here, John Sutton cleared the danger. After scoring for Hearts, Sutton then saved them on this occasion. David Templeton tried to seal the Hearts win with a low shot, but that was easy pickings for Saints keeper Alan Mannis. The visitors didn't look as though they were playing with 10 men. Hasselbank did well to control the pass, then showed pace and real skill. But Jamie McDonald was equal to his efforts. Templeton was at it again for Hearts, this time with a free kick. Mannis palmed the effort away and St Johnstone eventually cleared. Templeton was probably well on his way to a man-of-the-match performance, but he made sure of the accolade 8 minutes from time. His manager, John McGlynn, happy with that, as Hearts open up their SPL campaign with a win.
Well, it's a great start for Hearts, Stephen, but difficult to know what to expect in a way. They've lost quite a lot of high-profile players, but still a fair bit of quality on his staff, John McGlynn. It is. There's going to be big responsibility on the likes of John Sutton. You know, John didn't play an awful lot last season. He leads the line very well. He's a physical presence up front. Maybe takes a little bit of pressure off some of the other players. And, you know, losing Rudy Scatchell, you lose goals, and that's what they've lost. John's going to have to chip in with goals. David Templeton, we've seen there, is going to have to do more. They've lost Ian Black in midfield. So, but what it does, it opens opportunities for younger players to come in. John McGlynn has said he wants to play younger players, so it's up to him to put them in, and the young boys have to respond. But Hearts, always big pressure pin on Hearts. Hearts fans expect, especially after the cup final last season, they'll be expecting a big season this season again. Templeton's 23, Johan, so he's not a young player anymore, really, and I guess it's time for him to make his mark, isn't it?
It is. He's got something that I really like, though. He always keeps asking the defenders questions all the time. He's very direct, you know, he's got the pace, he scores goals for you, but he needs to step up and be much more consistent this season, definitely, you know, and, you know, really show that he's a big-time player. Staying fit and playing lots of games would help, obviously. It is. Listen, every team wants a match winner. Everybody wants a player who can turn the game, especially in the SPL, Rob, when a lot of games are tight and compact and, you know, it's hard to get through a defence. He's the kind of guy that can unlock a defence. He's tricky, he can play wide, he can play central, he can play just off in midfield. So he's got lots and lots of attributes, but he has to do it more consistently. Exactly what Johan's saying. Away from home especially, I think he finds it difficult going to tight grounds like Motherwell, like Dundee United, where defenders are closer, putting them under pressure. But he has to grow into that, and he has to start, you know,
putting in more match-winning performances.
St Johnstone weren't helped, Johan, by playing a fair chunk of the match down to 10 men. We hadn't seen the red card until tonight. What do you make of it?
No, I think it's ridiculous. I can't see this being a red card. You know, I would be very, very upset as a player and as a manager to see my player having to have to go off for that. That's nothing for me.
I think you were making the point earlier on, Stephen, that it wouldn't have been a scoring punch in the Olympic boxing ring, would it?
No, it wouldn't have been. And it's disappointing. You know, Steve probably felt his side were well in the game then. Suddenly you go down to 10 men, it becomes more difficult. You've got to change your shape, you've got to change your formation, you've got to make substitutions, and it just upsets the rhythm of the team. Very, very soft. I think Stevie O'Reilly will go away, I'll have a look at it, and hopefully that'll be rescinded.
And yeah, you'd expect an appeal, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.